Okay, programme 4. What is that one? Oh, keep the Sabbath day holy. How many days have I had off this week? Well, I'll take tomorrow off. There's always tomorrow, isn't there? Okay, so this is keep the Sabbath day holy, and we're going to go straight into the song, The 10. Get them kids moving. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Love God first, love God only, love God's name and day, honor your parents. Don't kill, don't break your vows, don't steal and don't lie. Don't covet what somebody else has. Love God first, love God only, love God's name and day, honor your parents. Don't kill, don't break your vows, don't steal and don't lie. Don't covet what somebody else has. Love God first, love God only, love God's name and day, honor your parents. Don't kill, don't break your vows, don't steal and don't lie. Don't covet what somebody else has. 10 commands, 10 commands. I can never do the stuff the law demands. On the cross, the Son of Man gave me grace and glory and a place to stand. The law won't budge, the law won't bend. You can't do nothing about 1 through 10. The teaching about Jesus, my Savior and friend. The 10,
Here we go again.
10 commands, 10 commands. I could never do the stuff the law demands. But on the cross, the Son of Man gave me grace and glory and a place to stand. The law won't budge, the law won't bend. You can't do nothing about 1 through 10. The teaching about Jesus, my Savior and friend. The 10. Love God first. Love God only. Love God's name and day. Honor your parents. Love God. Don't kill, don't break your vows, don't steal and don't lie. Don't covet what somebody else has. Love God first, love God only, love God's name and day, honor your parents. Don't kill, don't break your vows, don't steal and don't lie. Don't covet what somebody else has. Love God first, love God only, love God's name and day, honor your parents. Don't kill, don't break your vows, don't steal and don't lie. Don't covet what somebody else has. Love God first, love God only, love God's name and day, honor your parents. Don't kill, don't break your vows, don't steal and don't lie. Don't covet what somebody else has. Love God first, love God only, love God's name and day, honor your parents. Don't kill, don't break your vows, don't steal and don't lie. Don't covet what somebody else has.
Going extra mile to bring you a smile, smile, smile. And here we are together with the smile phrase. Hey up, my name's AJ and I'm here to do smile mega phrase. And these are reinforced because this series is based on 10 Commandments. These rules were given to Moses by God. They are rules so we can walk the right path with Jesus. They are not there to spoil our fun. They are there to protect us. Remember, wear a smile, one size fits all. What we're going to do is go through these mega phrases and we're going to go through them a couple of times so we can remember them. Are you ready, children? Here we go. Smile phrase number 4. Keep the Sabbath as a holy day. And that's in the Old Testament in a book called Exodus. And that is chapter 20, verse 8. Children, can you say that with me? Keep the Sabbath day as the holy day. Exodus 20, verse 8. Right, over to Justin with news. Justin.
Hello and welcome. I am Justin with the news. Just in, there are reports coming in daily from people witnessing others breaking the 10 Commandments. This epidemic is hitting us all now. Did you know shops, businesses, hotels and lots more people now walk 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Jesus told us to keep the Sabbath day holy, a day of rest. Then people can get more acquainted with God and have time to refresh and refuel. Let's have a check over the original stones. We need rest. Here is a report about a car who didn't get rest. But there is a nice ending though. Over to the studio with Gladys.
Hello, children. It's Gladys here. Here to do the story spot. I love stories. My dad used to tell me stories when I was little. So here we go. This is a story about a car that needed rest. His name was Hector. So here we go. There was an old car called Hector. He was baby blue in colour, born in 1958, and a bit plain. It was a cold morning, and he had been outside all night. His windscreen and windows were all frosted up from the cold autumn night, and his engine was cold. Hector was woken by the passenger door lock being fiddled with. It was frozen. A little antifreeze sprayed into the lock would have done it the world of good, just oiled them joints. But no. The door moaned as it opened. Mr. Mean, the owner, hopped across the passenger seat. The driver's door hadn't worked for years. It packed up when Mr. Mean had a collision with another car. It could have been repaired, but that scar would be with Hector for life. But he had to live with that. In order to get Hector started, he needed some loving care, like all of us, some motivation to get him going. Hector thought to himself, if only a warm blanket had been laid over my icy cold engine, maybe I would want to start then. Instead, the key was turned in the ignition, and Hector groaned and spluttered. What was the point of him turning his cogs and whirring them wheels? Mr. Mean needed Hector to start, and if he didn't start, Mr. Mean's day would be ruined, and he would be angry with Hector. Hector pushed himself to start. He had done over 900 miles in 9 days. The only rest he had was at night time. Hector had no antifreeze to maintain his radiator. Just a top-up would have kept him going. Hector's engine was left to tick over for about 5 minutes. The windows were steaming up inside. The driver got out and scraped the windows clean. Big puffs of smoke chugged out of the exhaust pipe. Oh dear. The service was long overdue. Out it poured, all that pollution into the air. Hector needed a rest. In jumped Mr. Mean. He clambered over the seats once more. He caught his buckle on the torn seats. The tearing of neglect went back to even when Hector was a young vehicle. A few hours later, Hector was tired. His fuel had burned up. Mr. Mean drove him into the local petrol station. The trickle of the petrol into his tank relieved the strain on his engine, just slightly though. Slowly it filtered through to Hector's engine, and he was having a hot flush. I know what they were like. Concentration was now good. Mr. Mean put his foot down on the accelerator and sped down the road. After a long, hard day, Mr. Mean and Hector were on their long journey home. Mr. Mean continued pressing down on the throttle. Hector was now at full speed. It was getting darker. Hector put on his lights. It started to rain. Hector's windscreen wipers were on fast. Hector couldn't cope. It was getting colder. The heater was on. The radio was blared out to Mr. Mean, singing away. Hector felt very weary. His lights dimmed and his radiator shut down. He closed his eyes. Hector's almost bald tyres crawled into the drive, trying to grip onto the slippery path. He longed to go into the big garage with the other cars and be looked after. It seemed so out of reach. Mr. Nice's car next door got regular unleaded petrol. It was looked after and had regular services, and it ran smoothly. If only Hector could operate like that. The next morning, once again, Hector was frozen all over. His insides were gurgling, hungry for oil. His dipstick was clean. Still, Mr. Mean needed to get to work. He went through his routine of starting Hector's engine, warming up his cold body, scraping the window. Hector needed an extra push this morning to get him going. Hector was jumpy. He felt weak and dizzy. He couldn't carry on any longer. He needed oil to keep going. He had no sense of control. He wouldn't start. There was a blackout. As Hector opened his eyes, Mr. Nice was pouring in some fresh oil into Hector's tank. Hector drank and drank some more. Mr. Nice got a truck to take Hector to the new garage. They gave him a complete overhaul. They repaired his dents, repaired his seats, changed his gearbox, gave him a complete service and a respray. Hector was gleaming like new. Mr. Nice drove Hector out of the garage, a new car, nice and spick and span. Hector and Mr. Nice drove home. No longer was Hector flat out. He rested and was looked after. What a lovely story. We all need rest, you know, children. See you again. Bye-bye. Okay, we're back to that time. Heather with the weather. Yeah, make it nice and upbeat, mate, yeah? Yeah, get that camera moving a bit more. Yeah, satellite working. Excellent. Could do with a couple more hands down here. If you see anyone on the street, get them to come in and help me. Yeah.
Lovely, thank you. Yes, hello everybody. It's Heather with the weather for you in your area today. Okay everybody, I have a question for you. What falls but never gets hurt? What falls but never gets hurt, I hear you say? Well, it's snow. And that, my dear children, is what we're going to get today. Yes, lots of fluffy, lovely white snow. A white blanket across the whole of the earth. How pretty that will be. It's a bit cold though. If you don't get snow in your area, which being a weather girl, there is 80% chance I could be wrong, go into your freezer and scrape the frost from the sides of the appliance and put in a bowl. Then get some ice cubes and crush them. Mix them all together and roll them into a ball. You now have a homemade snowball. Lovely. If you make enough, You could go and build an igloo or maybe build a snowman. Happy skiing! Oh, I am being silly today. Oh, just the last thing. Everybody, what did the snowman say when he got lost? You say you don't know? You don't know what the snowman did say when he got lost? He said, Heather, I'm in the middle of somewhere. I don't get that one. Anyway. Oh, I get it. It should have been, I'm in the middle of nowhere. Oh, silly me, I always get them wrong. Never mind. Heather with the weather for you today. Remember, God created the weather.
Okay, welcome to this production meeting for our next set of programme. Okay, what we need to make sure, Katrina, is we get good shots on them faces as them puppeteers are dancing, okay? Carl, what I want you to do, mate, is make sure all them cables are out of the way. We want it nice and tight, all right, yeah? Lenny, can you make sure that lighting is absolutely perfect? Get all them hot spots onto them puppet faces, because we want it to be just right. Understand? Are we ready then, team? Let's go, all you smileys out there. Woohoo!
I'm gonna jump up and down, gonna spin right around, gonna praise your name forever. I'm gonna shout out loud, gonna deafen the crowd, gonna sing my praise to heaven. I'm gonna jump up and down, gonna spin right around, gonna praise your name forever. I'm gonna shout out loud, gonna deafen the crowd, gonna sing my praise to heaven. I will run this race and I will never stop. I follow Jesus till the day I drop. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. When you've got such a lot, when you've got not a lot, what? Be happy. I'm gonna jump up and down, gonna spin right around, gonna praise your name forever. I'm gonna shout out loud, gonna deafen the crowd, gonna send my praise to heaven. I'm gonna jump up and down, gonna spin right around, gonna praise your name forever. I'm gonna shout out loud, gonna deafen the crowd, gonna send my praise to heaven. I'll run this race and I will never stop. I follow Jesus till the day I drop. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. When you've got such a lot, when you got not a lot, what? Be happy. I'll run this race and I will never stop. I follow Jesus till the day I drop. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. When you've got such a lot, when you got not a lot, what? Be happy.
And sings my soul, my Saviour God to thee. Anybody for tea? Molly here with the trolley. Tea, cakes, anybody? I give up. Actually, what are they all doing here today? In fact, I shouldn't even be here. I thought you were all studying the Ten Commandments. Ought to have a rest on the Sabbath day, you know. Right. I'm on strike. That's it. I'm taking the cakes back. How great thou art!
tired. And I think after listening to all that, probably because I ain't had a day off in 13 days, about time I did. That's it. From now on, I'm going to take 1 day off each week. That's a promise to Jesus, because it's not right. Even he took a rest on the 7th day when he made this earth. So I owe it to him. So tomorrow might not be a programme. Having said that, we might have to start recording for programme 5. Ha!